Hi guys, here's my review of Oxford United versus Burton. Oxford United running out 4-0 winners on this day, but what a game it was and what a story there is. Let's check on in and see what happened. That's right, it was 4-0 to Oxford. Goals coming in from Shadipo, Taylor in the first half, and then second half with Lee, and then a Winnall in the final moments of the game. It was a great win for Oxford this. It was an end-to-end game at the start, looking like both teams were very dangerous on the attack and a bit leaky at defence. Oxford managed to stand firm against any chances that Burton had, and then Oxford managed to take their first chance with Shadipo, cross coming in, great team-worked goal this, and Shadipo with a nice little header at the front post to break the deadlock, get Oxford in front. At this point, obviously it looked like it was, at the time, obviously Pompey were drawing, and it was like right, we've got what we've done, now we can just continue to cement the lead and hope that Pompey slip up. So the next best moment was 13 minutes later after Oxford go 1-0 up, hearing the news coming from the Fratton Park that Portsmouth had gone 1-0 down to Accrington Stanley. It's put Oxford in great stead because it now meant Portsmouth would need to score 2 if Oxford game stayed as it was. And as it happened, Oxford's got a second 5 minutes later after that news, which was great, cementing pretty much at that point you thought it was Oxford that were going to win this match. It didn't look like Burton were going to have too much to get into it, and both the matches ended at the time, half time, with obviously Accrington winning 1-0 at Portsmouth, and obviously Oxford winning 2-0 against Burton. Now it was a massively nervous second half, obviously keeping one eye on the Oxford United score, one eye on the Portsmouth score, hoping and praying there was no goals. Even in either I'd have been happy with, but to see Oxford United get a third, that pretty much cemented that victory. Obviously at the time Burton then looked like they decided wanted to play a bit more of see how many players they could break from Oxford rather than how many goals they could score, with Sam Long going off with what looked to be quite a serious injury. He looked distraught when he went down, and a couple of other players getting a couple of niggles from quite risky challenges that probably wouldn't need to be playing, you would think, for a team that had secured their promotion. It wasn't like they needed to win today, Burton. So, yesterday. So, yeah, it was surprising that they were still going so hard at the time. But it was nice to get that 3-0 cushion, and then all eyes at that point were just on the Portsmouth game, watching what was happening, seeing if there was a goal. And luckily enough, nothing ever happened. It was nervy points, and then Oxford got their fourth in the 90-odd minute, and at that point you thought this is pretty much it, because at this point Portsmouth hadn't really troubled Accrington all game, by all accounts, and it looked like a great game for the keeper. A couple of good saves for them, the Aki keeper. So, but all in all, Portsmouth didn't really trouble him, and it looked like at this point Portsmouth were just not going to be able to get those two goals. It actually kind of was nice to petered out at the end, because by up till the 80th minute, my heart was still going, because this was such a nervy time. One of the most important games in my career, in me watching as a fan. There's a couple more obviously above there. Final of the playoffs when we got promoted at the finals, probably the final day of the 2015-16 season, probably obviously the final last year, which sadly didn't go our way, but this was a massive game to see if we could get that last spot in that playoff spot, which we did. Also scraping in on the 6th spot, beating out Portsmouth and Charlton, who could have also, although they won, just obviously with Oxford's result meant they had needed to beat us by had more than 8 goals more than us, our result, so it was going to be very unlikely that we were going to get called by them as well. So it was nice to see, nice to calm down by the end and just relax the last couple of minutes, watch the guys celebrate the win, because it's a massive result for us, back-to-back playoffs 3 years. Now we're just going to hopefully get on and push on forwards now. And now, obviously, like I said, Oxford making the 6th place, which means they would place 3rd place Blackpool in the 2 legs. First leg on the Tuesday night at Oxford, followed by the second leg at Blackpool on the Friday. It's going to be 2 massively hard games. Obviously, them drawing at Bloomfield Road earlier on in the season, and then them coming out 2-0 victors over us at the Kassam. You have to say we look like the underdogs here. I don't mind. I think we were lucky to get in all circumstances anyway. So anything we can get out of these 2 games would be a miracle, but I'd love to see it. It'll be a hard day at work, as I work in Blackpool myself, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I'll do a video on what my thoughts on those matches are going to be later on, in about a week's time before those matches kick off. So there you have it. There are my thoughts on the match between Oxford United and Burton Albion. What did you think of the match? Did you think we deserved what we got? What do you think is going to happen now in the playoffs? Who do you have us win? Do you have us winning, losing? What do you have? And obviously, do like the video and subscribe if you want to see more of these, because I'll be posting a couple more now. Didn't think I would have to be having to, but there's a couple more for the rest of this season. And I'll probably do one for the Champions Leagues as well. So yeah, keep your likes, like it, and obviously subscribe if you want to see more. Cheers, thank you very much.